Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Gary and thanks for joining me today for this acoustic session. It's a Christmas special. We're looking at 2000 Miles by the Pretenders, the amazing Chrissy Hind. It's a beautiful song. I thought it would be a nice one to cover at this time of year. In the band, of course, Chrissy plays acoustic guitar and they have an electric guitar part, but I'm going to show you a kind of combined way of playing it so that if you're just playing on acoustic guitar, you're going to get the flavour of the song, the feel of the song, and you know, some of the little riff part that's played on the electric guitar. I'm also going to show you an easy way of playing it if you're just starting the guitar and you just want to strum the chords. I'll show you that too. So it's all here, stay tuned. We're going to get in and up close for the lesson as usual. Just before we do that, this is still a new channel, and if you're enjoying the lessons, then please subscribe to the channel on YouTube and give me a like. It really helps me. It's going to help me to grow this, and I've got tons of content planned for acoustic and electric guitars. Okay, there we are. So we're in nice and close now. We're in standard tuning. There's no capo. There's three core chords to this, which are G, C, and D. And you can get by the whole song just using those chords, and we'll look at that first. Later on, I'm just going to add some embellishments to those. So for our G, I'm going to just play, instead of the basic G, I'm playing the G where I'm holding down the first and second strings at the 3rd fret. It has more of a ring to it, I think, for this song. For our C, we're going to be having a C add 9, so I'm just adding my pinky to the 2nd string, 3rd fret, that note. And then for our D chord, we'll be playing two variations of that. So we've got D sus2, so that's just D, but I'm just lifting up my 2nd finger off the 1st string, playing that open from the strumming it from the D string itself. And also a D sus4, which is a D, but I'm holding my pinky down on the 1st string at the 3rd fret. So there's some variations on the chords, as I'll show you those as we go through and where to put them in. So the verse chords are really, it's just our G, he's gone 2000 miles, it's very far. The snow is falling down, gets colder day by day. I miss you. So it's really simple stuff, but very effective. We then go into the bit which go, our hearts were singing, so I'm just playing a C to a D there. It felt like Christmas time. So I'm just strumming really easy up and down there with those three chords for the verses. In these frozen silent nights, sometimes in a dream, you appear outside under the purple sky. Diamonds in the snow, sparkling got 2 verses, and then we go into that kind of 2,000 miles. And I'll be with you wherever you go. To the C there, up to the D. Then there's a fill there, which I'll show you in a moment, but for now we're just looking at the basic chords, and then it's back to our so an easy 3-chord strum there if you're a beginner. Okay, so we've got the basic chords for this. Now let's look at some different chord voicings, some embellishments that you can use if you want to colour up the song, try and get perhaps more of the flavour of the original song in there. First up, if you're playing in a band and you're just playing the acoustic guitar part and you have an electric guitar player, then I'll show you what Kirsty plays, and she just, I've seen her play this on a few videos, so it's our full G chord, holding down the 1st and 2nd strings, and she slides it up to the from the G, starting at the G, then up to the 10th fret, so I'm talking about the root, so I'm on the 10th fret with the root of it there, on the D note, then back to the 8th fret, which is the C, and then back up to the 10th, so it sounds a bit like this. But if you're playing it on your own, I probably wouldn't recommend playing it that way. It's probably a little bit too busy, and it's, you know, it's okay if you're in a band and you've got the lead guitar over the top too. There's a part that's played on an electric guitar over the top of Kirsty's strumming, which sounds something like this. So I'm playing the open G string and the 2. The 1st and 2nd string of the 3rd fret. So you get that kind of droning sound. You can play it from the open D string actually. And I'm just lifting my pinky off. Taking all my fingers off except my 3rd finger, which is still holding the 2nd string down at the 3rd fret, so it's down to the open G string, and then I'm putting my 1st finger on the G string, the 3rd string at the 2nd fret, so it sounds like this. Then we're going into a D chord really, and then a D sus foot. So from that, which is basically this is the top part of a G chord. So then when I'm playing it, and what I did in the introduction was try to combine those basic chords with some of that 2nd part that I've just showed you there. So you get something like this. So from our G, so 1st string, 2nd to 3rd fret, and then quickly get onto our C chord. And then to C add 9. So I'm holding my pinky down there on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. To an open G string, 3rd string. And then up to the D chord. then our D sus4. But keeping those two fingers down, straight back to the G. Which I think sounds a little bit more like the recording. You can actually pick that the other way, you can pick the strings the other way, so instead of strumming down on the C chord, like I just did this, you can actually pick the other way from the first string. Another thing I do when I'm playing the verse, so instead of going from our normal C shape up to a D like I did at the very start for the basic version, so the children were playing in, we'll be back at Christmas, that part, I just slide the C chord up. The children were singing, it's their black Christmas time. I think it takes some of that sort of sliding chord feel that when I showed you Chrissy's guitar part, it's got a little element of that in it, so I think it sounds quite good. Just a really small detail when I'm playing the chords for the verse. So we're doing our D to a D sus4. Just on the last one, before we go into that, our hearts were singing that. I don't do the D sus4, I do just a D sus2, which is that chord. Just keeping my second finger off the D chord. So it kind of goes. I just think it sounds like a nicer lead into that section. And then back onto that middle 8 section, that 2,000 miles. So what I do there, I just slide up on the 6th string from the 2nd to the 3rd so from the F sharp up to the G, but with a G chord. So I'm just sort of emphasising that strike on the 6th string and then the rest of the chord. Trying to get that sort of droning sound. 2,000 miles. And then I also slide the C up there. 2,000 miles. Now instead of going to you could go back to our, which is effectively a D chord there. I play a D sus2 there because it just rings out better than holding it there. And next comes our little fill. So what's going on there is on the 2nd string, on the B string, we're just pulling off from the 3rd fret to the 1st. and then so I'm not plucking that twice. I'm just pulling off, but then I'm plucking on the open B string after it. Otherwise, it kind of runs out of gas. There's no sort of there's not enough of the note left. So I'm just pulling off, and then I'm plucking the open B string again for the third note. That's the G string, 2nd fret to open, 4th string, 4th fret, and then back to our G chord. And that's it, that's all the parts for 2,000 miles. So I'll just go over some of that from the second verse. I'll play it very slowly, the second verse, the middle 8 bit, and then that fill. In these frozen silent nights, sometimes in a dream, you appear outside under the purple sky, diamonds in the snow, sparkling. So it's D sus 2 then. Children singing, it felt like Christmas time. 2,000 miles. And I'll be with you wherever you go. So that's it, that's 2,000 Miles by the Pretenders. It's always been one of my favourite Christmas songs, and I hope you can have a lot of fun playing that over the Christmas period. Once again, please subscribe to the channel, give me a like if you're enjoying this in YouTube, it's going to help me. And in the meantime, enjoy your guitar playing, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.